Hello, everyone, and welcome to this week's The Longevity Lab MD podcast episode.
Okay, so get ready for this. We are diving into something today that might totally change how you think about strength training.
Okay.
You know how doctors always check your blood pressure?
Uh-huh.
Well, it turns out how hard you can squeeze, your grip strength
Yeah.
could be even more important when it comes to predicting how long you'll live.
Wow.
I know, crazy, right?
Yeah.
We got a stack of medical research articles here, even some insights from, YouTube experts like the Institute of Human Anatomy. Who knew a simple handshake could hold so many secrets?
It's pretty mind-blowing when you really think about it. I mean, we use our hands for everything.
Exactly.
Right.
But before we go any further,
Sure.
let's break it down.
Yeah.
What are we actually talking about when we say grip strength?
Well, I mean, put simply, it's the force your hand can generate when you squeeze something.
Okay.
They actually measure it with a device called the dynamometer.
Oh, yeah, I've seen those. You grip it as hard as you can, and it gives you a reading. They used to have them at a carnival. Right? Exactly.
Yeah. It's a straightforward measurement, but what makes it so fascinating is that it's considered a biomarker.
Uh-huh.
A kind of window into your overall health.
A biomarker. Okay, that sounds a little technical.
Yeah, well, think of it like this.
Okay.
Your grip strength can give doctors clues about not just your muscles,
Right.
but also your bone density and even how well your brain is functioning.
Hold on. You're saying how hard I can squeeze is linked to my brain health?
Yeah, it's a correlation, yes. And a pretty strong one, according to the research.
It's interesting.
One study, the PRE study,
Okay.
followed nearly 140,000 people and found that those with weaker grip strength were actually at a higher risk of dying from any cause, even more so than those with high blood pressure.
Wait, are you serious?
Yeah.
A stronger predictor than blood pressure. I would have thought blood pressure was like the gold standard.
Yeah, it's surprising, isn't it? And the PRE study isn't an outlier. The UK Biobank study, with over 500,000 participants, found the same link between weaker grip strength and higher mortality rates.
Wow.
These are massive studies,
Yeah.
and the evidence is pretty compelling.
Okay, I am officially intrigued.
Great.
But why is this? What makes grip strength so important?
Well, on a basic level, think about everything you do with your hands throughout the day.
Oh, right. Yeah.
Opening jars, carrying groceries, playing sports. I mean, grip strength is fundamental to so many daily activities.
Of course, yeah.
But it goes deeper than that.
Deeper how?
Well, those powerful forearm muscles we use for gripping
Yeah.
are like a reflection of our overall muscle mass and strength. And maintaining muscle strength is crucial as we age for everything from balance and mobility
Yeah.
to preventing falls and staying independent.
I've definitely noticed my parents struggling with things like opening jars as they've gotten older.
Yeah.
I guess I never really connected it back to grip strength.
It's a common issue, and it highlights why grip strength is particularly important for older adults.
Right.
It can be an early warning sign of frailty or a decline in overall health.
Okay, that makes a lot of sense. So we got these powerful muscles in our forearms that are responsible for grip strength.
Yeah.
The Institute of Human Anatomy video went into a lot of detail about the specific muscles involved: flexor digitorum superficialis, flexor digitorum profundus.
Right.
I'm not even going to try and pronounce the rest.
They do have some complex names, don't they?
They do, yeah.
But the key takeaway is that these muscles all work together in this intricate symphony of movement to give us that gripping power. And they're all connected through a narrow passage in your wrist called the carpal tunnel.
Ah, the infamous carpal tunnel. I've heard horror stories.
Right. If you get inflammation in that area, those tendons can get compressed, leading to pain, numbness, and weakness in your hand. That's carpal tunnel syndrome.
Right.
And it can definitely impact your grip strength.
So it's more than just the muscles themselves. It's how they all work together in that confined space.
Yeah.
Fascinating. But you know what I'm really curious about?
What's that?
All these studies are showing a link between grip strength and how long we live. But is a strong grip actually causing people to live longer? Or is it something else?
That's the million-dollar question, and it's something both the Institute of Human Anatomy and Dr. Peter Attia, who we know you follow, have talked about. It's likely more about correlation than causation.
Correlation, not causation. So it's like, if I see a bunch of people walking around with umbrellas, I can assume it's probably raining.
Right.
But it doesn't mean the umbrellas are causing the rain.
Exactly. It's just that people who are prepared for rain are more likely to carry umbrellas.
Right.
Similarly, People with strong grips might be more likely to engage in activities that promote overall health and longevity.
Okay, so it's not like squeezing a stress ball is going to magically add years to my life.
Right.
But maybe it's a sign that someone's taking good care of themselves in other ways, like exercising regularly or eating a healthy diet.
Precisely. Those lifestyle factors play a huge role in how long and how well we live.
Right.
And grip strength seems to be a pretty good indicator of those healthy habits.
Yeah. It's like that saying, healthy body, healthy mind. And speaking of the mind,
Yeah.
didn't we see something about grip strength being linked to cognitive function, too?
You got a great memory. There was that clip from Andrew Huberman on Simon Hill's channel where they talked about how grip strength in midlife could be connected to cognitive ability later in life.
Yeah, that's the one. So does that mean if I start doing those grip strengthening exercises now,
Uh-huh.
I'll be a chess grandmaster in my 80s?
Uh-huh. Well, I wouldn't go that far.
Right.
Remember, correlation, not causation.
Of course.
It's likely not the act of squeezing itself that's boosting brain power.
Right, right.
Yeah.
So what's the connection then? Why would grip strength and cognitive function be linked at all?
Think about the kinds of people who tend to maintain good grip strength as they age.
Right.
They're often the ones who are more physically active, engaged in activities that challenge both their bodies and their minds.
Mm.
And we know that physical activity is incredibly beneficial for brain health, especially as we get older.
Yeah.
It improves blood flow to the brain, stimulates the growth of new brain cells, and helps protect against cognitive decline.
So it's more about the bigger picture, the lifestyle choices that support both physical and cognitive health.
Exactly.
Grip strength might just be a reflection of that overall healthy approach to life.
That's a great way to put it. It's another piece of the puzzle.
Uh-huh.
Another clue that can help us understand how all these different aspects of health are interconnected.
Okay, so we've talked about how grip strength can give us insights into our overall health and even our brain health.
Right.
But I remember there was one study that really stood out to me. It was about how grip strength in midlife could actually predict disability years later.
Ah, you must be talking about the study from the Honolulu Heart Program. That was a groundbreaking one.
Yeah.
With over 25 years of follow-up.
Yeah, they looked at a group of men in their 40s and 50s who were all relatively healthy at the start.
Right.
They measured their grip strength and then followed them for decades to see how they fared.
And what they found was fascinating. Those men with weaker grip strength in midlife were significantly more likely to experience functional limitations and disabilities as they got older.
Disability, like what kinds of things?
Things like slower walking speed, difficulty getting up from a chair, even struggling with everyday tasks like dressing or bathing.
Wow, that's eye-opening. So even though those men were healthy in midlife, their grip strength was giving a glimpse into their future mobility and independence.
It is.
That's pretty powerful.
And here's the kicker. That link between weaker grip strength and increased disability risk remains strong, even after the researchers accounted for any chronic conditions that developed later in life.
So it's not just that people with weaker grips were more likely to develop health problems that led to disability.
Right.
There was something about that baseline muscle strength in midlife
Yeah,
that was independently predictive of their future function.
exactly. And it really underscores the importance of building and maintaining muscle strength throughout our lives, starting even in our younger years.
Right
It's
on.
an investment in our future health and well-being.
Yeah, I'm starting to think we should ditch those New Year's resolutions about losing weight
Mm.
and focus on getting stronger instead.
Uh-huh. Well, both are important. But you're right, we often overlook the importance of strength training.
Yeah.
It's not just about aesthetics or building big muscles. It's about maintaining our functional capacity, our ability to move freely and live independently as we age.
So it's not just about looking good, it's about being able to live a full and active life for as long as possible. That's really resonating with me.
Good.
But you know what? It also kind of makes me nervous. What if my grip strength isn't where it should be?
Yeah.
Does that mean I'm doomed to a life of frailty and dependence?
Absolutely not. The great thing about grip strength, and strength in general, is that it's adaptable. We can improve it at any age with consistent effort.
That's reassuring. So we're not stuck with the grip strength we have today. We can actually do something about it.
Exactly. And it doesn't require fancy equipment or hours at the gym. Remember those simple exercises we talked about earlier, squeezing a racquetball, using resistance bands? Those can make a real difference over time.
So even small changes can have a big impact.
Uh-huh.
That's encouraging. But before we dive into the how-tos of improving grip strength,
Okay.
let's zoom out for a minute and connect all these dots. If we were to summarize everything we've learned so far,
Yeah.
what would be the key takeaways for our listener?
Well, first and foremost, it's understanding that grip strength is much more than just a measure of how hard you can squeeze.
Right.
It's a valuable window into your overall health. From muscle mass and bone density to your risk of chronic diseases and even cognitive decline.
It's like a secret code that unlocks a whole world of information about our health.
Exactly. And while having a strong grip doesn't guarantee a long and healthy life, it's often a sign that you're leading an active and healthy lifestyle,
Right.
which in turn supports longevity.
So if you're squeezing those racquetballs and staying active,
Yeah.
you're likely doing other good things for your health as well.
Right.
It creates a positive feedback loop.
Precisely. It's that interconnectedness we keep coming back to.
Yeah.
And finally, it's never too late to start paying attention to your grip strength.
Hmm.
Whether you're in your 20s or your 80s, maintaining muscle strength through exercise and a healthy lifestyle can make a real difference in your health and well-being.
It's empowering to know that we have more control over our health than we sometimes realize.
Absolutely. Even those small steps, like incorporating those grip strengthening exercises into your routine, can have a significant impact over time.
It all starts with that first squeeze. And speaking of starting, we've covered a lot of ground in this deep dive, from the science behind grip strength to its surprising implications for our health and longevity. But there's one question I keep coming back to. All of this research focuses on grip strength as a predictor of health and longevity, but could it work the other way around? Could intentionally working on your grip strength, doing those simple exercises, could that actually spark a ripple effect, motivating you to be more active overall?
That's a really interesting question. We tend to think of health outcomes as the goal,
Right.
but what if something as straightforward as improving grip strength could actually be the catalyst for positive change?
It's like that idea of a keystone habit, right?
Yeah.
You start with one small, manageable change, and it has this domino effect on other areas of your life.
Exactly. And, those studies we discussed showed that people with stronger grip strength tend to be more physically active in general.
Right. So it's not just the grip strength in isolation. It's the mindset and habits that often go along with it. It makes you wonder, if someone makes a conscious effort to improve their grip strength, could that lead to a greater interest in physical activity, in taking better care of themselves overall?
It's a compelling thought, isn't it? It's like you're priming the pump for a healthier lifestyle. And that's something I hope our listener will take away from this deep dive, that even small, seemingly insignificant actions can have a profound impact on our health and well-being.
It's about recognizing that power we have within ourselves to create positive change.
Yeah.
It doesn't have to be complicated or overwhelming.
Right.
It can start with something as simple as squeezing a ball for a few minutes each day.
And who knows, maybe those little squeezes are the spark that ignites a passion for movement, for taking care of your body and mind. Maybe it's the first step on a journey to a longer, healthier, and more fulfilling life.
It's a journey we all have the power to embark on. Well, on that inspiring note, I think it's time to wrap up our deep dive into the fascinating world of grip strength and longevity.
Okay.
We've uncovered some truly mind-blowing insights today, haven't we?
We have. It's been a pleasure exploring these ideas with you, and I hope our listener has come away with a newfound appreciation for the simple yet profound power of a firm grip.
Absolutely.
Yep.
And remember, if you're eager to delve deeper into any of the research we discussed, you can find links to all the articles and videos in the episode notes. So grab that racquetball, start squeezing, and keep exploring.
Great advice.
Until next time, stay curious and stay strong.